Hi, this is Amrit Shima. This is a playthrough for my level. This first puzzle, quite simple. Just gotta find the 3 cubes I've hidden and place them on this pressure plate to open the door. And the final one's here. This opens the door. This next level requires a bit of timing. You just gotta put the cube onto the pressure plate and then the platforms will move. This one you can just jump on and then jump into the next. This one you'll have to stop the pressure plates closer to each other so you can do the jumps. Oops, I fell off. Should be okay. Now, this is the third and final puzzle. You just gotta figure out which pressure plates open the door. You'll need to get all of them right, else the door just doesn't open. You should open the door. And then that's it. Thanks for watching. The walkthrough of my level, just what I used, what I made, and just on what I did for my puzzles. So first, I'm going to talk about the asset packs I used. I used these 4, but mainly the Advanced Village pack and the Modular Fantasy House pack, as they had the most useful meshes and materials I could use. For example, these houses, they came from the Advanced Village packs. They were quite helpful in setting this forest area. These flowers, the grass, everything pretty much came from the Advanced Village pack. It gave a nice feel for the scene, so I used them. For the Modular Fantasy House, I used the walls for the overall area. The roof, I used the wooden these wooden ceiling tiles, and these stairs, basically anything wooden here, I got it from the Modular Fantasy House pack. The gates came from the Broken Vector assets. And I just put a material over it to make it look darker. Obviously, these came from the framework, and yeah, the parcels. I created a parcel for my torches, as you can see right there, quite small. At first, they weren't so small; they were quite big. I used this to create the flame. Just let me get the preview up. So as I was saying, this is my particle that I use. I had to reduce the size of it because it was originally just too big. I'll show you. This was really big and I couldn't fit it into the lamp, so I had to just reduce the size overall just so it fit nicely into a. I mean, it barely fits now, but it still looks nice in the lamps. I basically I reduced the sphere radius at 0. The velocity of this top part here, I just reduced it down to 1 and minimum of 1 and then maximum of 15. The color, I did this by color from curve. After a certain amount of time, the color changes to a bit more of a red or orange. The mesh size, I did this. I made a value the size of it originally 0.5, and then the time, which is at the start 0, and then it will go down to the next key point to which is time is 1 and the value is 0, which makes the particle fade out like that. This was kind of confusing at first, but then I got around to it. It's quite simple. It barely fits in it, but it just about fits into it. I had to make the lamps a bit bigger. As for the materials, I didn't really make any materials, as I had basically just used materials from the asset pack. The only material I made was one for the particle, which made it white. I also made a mesh for the particle, so it looked nicer. You can't really see it now because I reduced the size, but you can see it in the original. It's a bit more. You can kind of see it. Lighting. The lighting in this area was quite difficult. It gave off this weird effect. I didn't know how to fix it. It was at the start it was okay, but then when I added these like pools of lava from the framework, it just didn't look nice. So it was kind of a struggle, that part. I also added some post processing above these to make it a lot warmer feel when you're above or next to lava. I also did it over here with the campfire. If you get closer, there's a bit of a difference. The puzzles. I obviously did 3 puzzles. These 3 connected to an AND gate, so you can open the door. Very simple. I did that because it was just like a simple one to start off with. It seemed quite easy to introduce the next area with, so I did it. For this one, I had the start node connected to the splitter so I could hide the cables, which is then connected to a moving platform, so you can control when the platform stops. I had this first one at like a slow speed, so it's simple to introduce. Compare. The next one, I just made it faster, and then I made it like faster at the end here. 0.5 movement duration, just so it was just gonna throw the player off a bit. You have to get a bit of timing there, so you can cross into the next puzzle. These are the same as this first part. I connect into a splitter node, so it was gonna hide cables, and then those are connected to these nodes. The final puzzle I just used an AND gate, which is then connected to the door, so only 4 of these actually work. It seemed like the simplest way of handling it. I didn't really want to be too ambitious. I couldn't really think of any intricate puzzles, so I just went for some simple ones that could be a bit challenging. Yeah. Thank you for listening.